Welcome to Tiff Talks Podcast. This is your host, Tiffany Davis. I am so excited to announce we have the one and only Jason Ingwaldson, my brother, here with us today, guys. Before we get into his story, of course, we have our amazing co-host, Miss Ferris C. She's going to be here to chime in. As you know, your comedian, everyone's sweetheart, Ferris C. And also, Jason, welcome to the show, man. Instead of me introducing you, we're going to have you introduce your story. It's so powerful. So, Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So for everybody who doesn't know you, I want you to share your story because when I first met you, we actually opened self-made training facility together in Las Vegas. And, I knew a little bit about Jason's story, but when I was shared a YouTube of your story, I was in tears. So can you share with everyone how your career started, how young you were, and what led you to who you are today?
Well, my name is Jason, and when I was a young boy, I had these dreams, goals, and big things that I wanted to do at a young age. And so I went after those dreams, went after those goals, went after all those big things that I wanted to do. And starting at the age of 5, I was enrolled in martial arts. And by age of 10, I was first degree black belt. Boom. It was amazing. And then I started boxing at 10 years old. And by age of 13, I was a junior Olympic champion. By age of 15, I was a junior Olympic national champion. By age of 17, I was a national Olympic champion, and I was rated #1 pound for pound, given the award of Boxer of the Year in 1997 at the young age of 17 years old. And it was just amazing. That was just the beginning of takeoff of my career. And I got to travel the world, represent the United States around the world, and it was just every step of the way was like just boom, boom, boom. I was like on another level, just going and going and going. And I kept God in my heart the whole entire time, kept the faith in my heart the whole entire time because I believed I could do it. And I did it and I achieved it. And I'm so, so thankful for everybody that helped me, everybody that believed in me. And I did it and I accomplished so much, and I'm so happy at a young age. And throughout all that time, I dealt with a lot of things came up against me because I learned in life when you have goals, you have big things that you want to do, know that try to close the door on you. And that's what they came to do. But every single time, 2 things I kept with me that got me to where I'm at today was I kept my faith and I never gave up. And because I kept my faith and because I never gave up, I can say I am a winner. And now I'm able to help out others, young folks, older folks, kids with special needs. Yeah. I'm able to pass on my knowledge, pass on things that I've been given to others to help others be happier, live happier. And I'm so thankful that I'm able to be like a motivational drive for them to help out others. And I'm so thankful for that always.
Guys, Jason has to be one of the most, if not the most resilient person I know in my life. And that says a lot. Jason, there's been many times he's come in and, we treat each other like brother and sister. We'll get to cracking jokes here in a little bit, guys. But with Jason, the one thing that I can say is, yes, he has one of the most resilient attitudes when it comes to having a bad day. And so I want to talk about, because you nonchalantly talked about your obstacles and what you overcame. And I really want people to know what that looked like for you, because I always say, I'm like, man, if I could just have a sprinkle of his resiliency, because the way you come in and tackle the day sometimes, even if you're not having the best of days, and I know when you're not, because I know you so well, you still have a smile on your face. So talk about a little bit of the obstacles that you had, especially during, those younger years, and what had you stop fighting, because you were on your way up. And so I like a proud sister, I I always say, gosh, Jason at the age of 17 was a world-class champion and was chosen by Muhammad Ali, and that's huge, and you're so humble that I love you so much, Jason, but I really want you to talk about that time in your life where, you were on cloud 2000, life was good, life was great, and everything was coming to you, but these obstacles, some of them completely took you out of your career, and then some of them
Yeah.
you overcame and you used it to drive who you are today. So let's talk about
Well, like I said, when I was 5 years old, I was in martial arts and things were going great. But by the age of 7, I was hit by a car and I was in a body cast at 7 years old.
that. Mm.
And the doctor said I would have a little chance of having any kind of athletic life. And but fast forward a few years later, I'm back in the martial arts, doing my thing. And by the age of 10 years old, I was a first degree black belt at 10 years old. And so, boom, not just prove the doctor's wrong, but prove God is right. And so I did that, and I'm so happy, so thankful. Then I started boxing at 10. Like I said, I was junior Olympic champion at 13, but then when I was 14, I ran into some trouble because I lived with my mom an hour away. I lived by the gym, but then my mom moved an hour away from the gym. And my thing was, okay, I wanted a box still. So my dad, we made a sacrifice where he would get off. My mom and dad were separated at a young age. I have a great relationship, both of them. So now my dad, what he did, he said when he got off work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he would pick me up, drive me an hour up, drive me an hour back, drop me off at my coach's house. And then my coach would give me a ride to the gym. I would stay with him. And then after training, take me back to my dad's house. My dad at 4 a.m. would pick me up when he got off work, drove me back up to high desert area so I go to school. We did it 3 days a week, and it was getting really, really rough to where I was not winning. I wasn't doing so good. And my coach sat down with me and talked to me and told me, Jason, if you want to continue boxing again, you're going to have to make a sacrifice. You have to live with your dad, or else if not, I don't want you to do the sport because you can get really hurt. So I made the choice of moving from my mom's to my dad's, which was so hard for me to do because I lived with my mom my whole life. And I did that. And as I did that, I made that big sacrifice. I was blessed. I became junior Olympic champion, national champion. And it was amazing because then I was moved to Las Vegas, Nevada with my coach. And I was given the award of Boxer of the Year, traveling around the world. Everything's going amazing, going great. Until 1999, before the Olympic trials. And I started having headaches. And something just wasn't right. And so I had an MRI put in my brain, make sure everything's going okay. And the doctors, they found bruising around my brain, which was like a shock to me and shock to my team because it wasn't like I was someone who slug it, got hit a lot. It just happened. And so right there, boom, career was shut down. All my hopes and dreams of being a champion, doing everything I wanted to do in boxing. I left home at a young age to go after my dreams and goals, everything I did, and it was just shut down right there. And it hurt so bad because it was like everybody that was behind me. When I moved to Las Vegas, it was great. It was like, I mean, of course, from the house to the car to everything, I was really promoted big, and I was really all that is shut hard because people that were around me said they love me, we love you, we care for you so much. Everybody walked away. Everybody walked away. It hurt so bad, but some family and my friends, and it hurt so bad because I mean, it just hurt because often my dreams and goals, they said I can't do nothing. So that hurt. That hurt so bad. But fast forward 2 years, I was kind of like in denial. I still wanted a box. I wanted a box, so had another MRI put on my brain, and the doctor says okay, said I could box. A little shady test, but they passed me. So I went professional. I went 3-0 as a pro, but in my fourth fight, the headaches, they came back again. I didn't say anything to my coach. Went ahead and fought. The fight went 1 round, and and it was over after 1 round. And I got tested again, and the doctors found bruising all around my brain, covered with bruises. They said if you ever get hit again, you'll die. And I was placed on medication. That's when I suffered through seizure for 10+ years of seizures.
Ugh.
And yeah, and it hurt. It hurt so bad because all my dreams, all my goals that I had. As I said, I sacrificed so much for every country that I went through. I always did right, kept my morals, kept my values, did good, tried to help out others. Every country I went through, I would, sometimes I took clothes. I helped people, talk to people, try to
Nice.
do good, try to help out others. And it was like, it all stopped. I didn't understand. I'm like, and so it hurt so bad where I screamed at God, like, why? I
Yeah.
kept my morals, kept my values, everything I did,
Mm.
and now I can't do nothing at all. My career's done. I have brain damage. I have seizures every day. Um, it hurt so bad I didn't know what to do. And
Yeah.
then fast forward 2010, and the doctor did another MRI of my brain, and my brain was looking good. They took me off the medication. Now the medication that I was on for those years, the side effects were horrible. Some was memory loss, um, hair loss. It was just horrible, the medication. So as I was healing my brain, it was like I couldn't have my life. It was taking away my life. It just it just I couldn't. I wasn't myself. So when I'm taking off medication, first I'm looking like that. Now I'm like, wow, feelings. I have emotions again. The medication took away my emotions inside my body. They take away so much stuff. But now I'm like, wow, I can see again. I feel again. I feel amazing. And so 3 months goes by. Wow, I'm feeling amazing. So I said I'm gonna go back to the boxing gym, get just like a light workout in. I'm
Yeah.
away to the gym, 9:30 in the morning, July 3rd, 2010. Uh, Drunk driver went to a red light, 55 miles an hour. Boom! I was in a head-on car collision.
No way,
And
Jason.
I, yeah, and then I miracle I didn't go to the windshield because the truck I was driving was a construction truck with steering wheel was high, and it crushed my chest. The brake pedals went through my shins, and I hobbled out of my car door across the street, blood everywhere. People had got out of the cars. People were taking pictures. I'm halfway dead, and people were taking pictures. And the ambulance came. They rushed me in the emergency room. They thought my neck was broke. Thought my back was broke. And I was there for 4 hours in the emergency room. And they released me after 4 hours. The other guy had no insurance, and they sent me home with pain medication for my chest, bruised chest, and stitches on my shins. And for 3 months, I was on my back in the most pain I've ever been in my life. Most pain. It hurt so bad, my whole body. But then after 3 months, back on my feet, happy go lucky, things are going great. Fast forward 2 years, 2012, and everything's going great. My mom, she's visiting town in Las Vegas, and we're gonna go to the movies. Now at this point, I was seizure free for 2 years, and something happened in my apartment that day. It was in August, and I had like 8 seizures, and I went unconscious. Just boom. My mom, she somehow dragged me in the car, took me to the emergency room, and the doctors they had shock my body with induced coma, and they said your son he'll wake up, 99.9% he'll wake up. He should be okay. We're not sure, but it's the only thing we do. I woke up 3 days later, and I could not walk or talk. They had to teach me to walk again. And I remember when I was walking, it hurt so bad because people were staring at me, family and friends were staring at me that were there. I could see them, I knew where I was at, but I couldn't say nothing, couldn't do nothing. I was just inch by inch, and it hurt so bad because they're looking at me like I'm mentally disabled, like I can't do nothing. It just hurt so bad in my heart. Everything flashbacks going through my mind where one time I'm way up here. I moved to Las Vegas when I was 17 years old. I had a bodyguard when I was 17 years old. I had a bodyguard. I had um, we're talking to Jamie Foxx as possible manager. I had so much stuff happening through Richard Still, professional boxing trainer, a referee, and legend in boxing. And it's like I had so much come my way, all that flashbacks within my mind. Like, wow, I was offered $1 million contract when I was 17 years old. I turned it down because I was offered a $5 million bonus contract if everything went great. And right before all that happened, that's when my career ended. And it just hurt so bad because when I'm walking inch by inch, I'm like, come on, Lord. But I kept my faith and I didn't give up. Inch by inch, I walked. I was sent home with crutches walker 3 days later. And 3 days after that, I woke up. I received a miracle. My balance, walk, talk, everything came back to me again. And day after day after day, I got stronger and stronger. And I'm so humbly thankful that
Mm.
I can now. And so right now, if I had a chance to go back 15, 20 years where I was rated #1, set to take off, set to be the new golden boy, as you would say, in boxing. And if I had a chance to go back and never have any of these seizures, never have nothing, be biggest guy, they want to blow me up big as can be. I would not change one day. I'd go through everything all over again. The seizures, the in and out of the hospital, so many years in and out of the hospital. I remember one time in 2008, I was at the hospital and I asked the nurse, I said, "Nurse, how am I looking? How's my body looking?" They're not supposed to tell you. The doctor's supposed to give you any serious information. She told me a normal life, Jason, lives this many years. Your life, you're down here. You basically tell me I'm not going to make it. Doctor behind her. Doctor ripped her out of the room because you can't tell patient's going to die. Yeah, and so, but tears coming out of my eyes. But I said, nope, it's not true. I told everyone one day I'll be healed. One day I'll have my healing. One day I will. God promised me that. I know that's a fact, and I'll stick with it. And if I had a chance to go back 15 years, I would not change one day. I'll go through it, all the seizures, everything all over again, because of what I'm doing today and what I'm doing right now. I'm able to use my life to help out others, whether it's motivation speaking, training others, training kids, training elderly folks, adults, young kids, old kids. I'm able to pass on my joy, pass it on, and I'm so humbly thankful always.
Oh, my goodness, Jason. Okay, so this is kind of where I'm going. Can you guys hear the resiliency in that? Because how many near-death experiences have you had? You had to count.
I don't have enough fingers to say it because it's like every single time I'm in the hospital for 3 days. One time they have wires hooked up to my whole entire body because they could not figure out the exact what was going wrong with my brain. So I had like 90 wires hooked up to my body. I'm in a bed for 3 days in Utah, and still they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They're trying to pinpoint it, what was wrong with my brain, because they couldn't figure it out. And so the medication I was on, they switched medications a couple times, and the side effects were just horrible. It just ripped me apart.
Yeah.
But I told everybody one day I'm gonna be healed. I'm gonna receive it. One day I will. And they always say, stay positive. Yeah, stay positive, Jay. I said, I know. I'm not saying positive. I'm saying for a fact I will be, because God promised me that.
Yep. And that's one big thing you said, going back to this, I truly attest to your joy for life, for having so many near-death experiences. You look at life differently than anybody in this entire world, unless they've had that same experience, would look at. You wake up grateful just to open your eyes. So even if you have a bad day, your bad day, right, which is not very easy for Jason to have, because he's alive, he's here, he's humble, because of your experiences that you've gone through. So that's like, that always gives me chills. And that's why I wanted to go into your story, because there's been many times I know you were dead tired walking into the doors. I knew, you were getting ready to train your clients, and you guys, he has the most beautiful clientele. He helps, children who have autism create trust again in a program, and he does just beautiful work. And that's what you've gone through God. That's why you've gone through these experiences, is because you can relate to these children and to these people who are being told they don't have another chance. You can't keep moving forward. And then there's Jason that says, nope, let's go. You can keep going. I promise you, just keep going. And there's a trust and a respect that you have from these kids and from people because of your experience. And that's why you went through these things. And, I really appreciate you say you lean into faith, and that you were, very humble and grateful. But you did also say that there was a time that you were screaming at God, like, why?
Yes.
Like, I've literally done everything that you had, on my path. I was a good kid. I did what you wanted me to do. I stayed humble. And, just like you said, you were talking to Jamie Foxx's manager or team, or, just to get you going in your career, and everything was on cloud 200. So I want to talk about that, because I feel like a lot of people can relate to, being mad at God and being mad at and questioning why me? And it's not like a woe is me, but it's more along the lines of, I have done everything that you have asked me from a faith standpoint, from a moral standpoint. I am, I am a slave to my God, everything that it is that you show up to be as a Christian man. And yet you're still going through these challenges and circumstances. Personally, when I look at Jesus and what he had gone through, those are things that when you're a good leader on this earth, you're going to be tested and tried during some times of your life. So I want you to talk about that, because, what I hear you say as a Christian woman is it relates to, how Jesus took all of those beatings for us and really still stayed resilient through it all for the greater purpose. So I want to talk about you and during those times of what that looked like for you and why you were mad and what came up for you during that time.
Well, it was first, it was hard. It was hard when I was younger. My dad kind of passed me on because I lived with my dad. I moved with my dad. Then he put me in the hands of my coach, Pops, who's my spiritual father, who's my everything, and that was what helped me out so much. So that's my everything, my coach, Pops, and living with him, being mentored by him. So when these times came where I was like, I didn't understand, screaming at God, he said, Jason, have patience. Have patience, because patience is not 1 minute. Patience is not 1 day, not 1 year, not 10 years. Have patience, because patience is forever. Always you need to have your patience, because the time is not your time. Time is God's time. God will give you an answer. God will give you that. But you have to have patience. It might take 1 day, 2 days, 10 years, 20 years. And you know what? I received that answer. And I'm so thankful because I was patient. I learned to have patience. After screaming at God, he told me, Jason, have patience. I kept my patience. I would not change 1 day, not change 1 day, because everything I did, it was God's plan. And I remember when I was 14 years old, I'll tell you, I got a story for you. When I was 14 years old, my career, I just moved back and just moved with my dad. And so I had to kind of like get myself up and going again, because I was all that traveling for a year, back only 3 days a week. Boxing was not cutting it. So I moved on with my dad, and my coach had a plan. His plan was I did not know this. He talked over with my dad. His plan was he asked me who I think were the top boxers in my division. And I named off the top guys, this guy, that guy. So what he did was he put me up against each of those top boxers every time I went in a matchup. And I'm like, what the heck? This guy's bigger than me. I told say the guys who are bigger than a weight class above me, who are real good. I'm like, what the heck? He put me up against those guys every time I went to box. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna get killed. But every time I did, after the first round, I came back to the corner. I'm like, man, Pops, these guys ain't that good. They're not all that. He goes, I know, go on. So I went in and I fought him, and I was losing. I lost maybe like 4 or 5 fights in a row. But after the match was over, I'm smiling. I'm happy because I'm like, man, I can do this. And I lost, but people are like, why is he smiling? He just lost. They didn't understand what my coach was doing, how he's building my confidence up.
Yeah.
He builds up so much. Even during that time, he said, Jason, I'm gonna tell you something. You're a white boy and you got no rhythm. So I'm gonna put you in the I'm gonna put you in the choir. And I did a gospel church, and it's in Pomona, California. And so my coach put me in the choir. Now let me tell you, I'm maybe the only white boy in the church. Couple of light-skinned brothers. That's about it. So I'm next time in the church. I'm in the choir, and it was so funny because every Sunday must have been comedy hour. You see this white boy right then smack right in the hallelujah, hallelujah. It was so funny because I told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm in church. You got to come see me in church. Come to my tia. My mom's from South America. I said, come to my tia, Victoria. So they came to my church. And I remember her story. She said, yeah, I pulled up at your church, Jason. I pull up, see a lot of Cadillacs. And I walked in the church, and I'm like, she said, everybody's black. I said, where's my boy? Where's my son? She looked right up, dead center, right in the middle. She is a white boy, claps, hallelujah, hallelujah. She goes, oh my goodness, my heart was touched. And loves my coach Pop so much, so much. And you know what? Being in the choir, that just blessed my heart, blessed my soul, never changed the way I walked or talked. And it was just amazing. That just helped me so much. And God blessed me right there. He blessed me. And I'm so thankful. I learned how to dance. Now I'm in the boxing ring. My footwork, watch out, hello, whoop, quick and fast. That I was quick and fast. I was a slick boxer, changed it up, and so that helped me out so much. And I just kept my faith in God, and it would work out.
Know how to dance. Ferris, we should.
What's that?
I said you said that you know how to dance. Ferris, we should drop a clip
Hello.
on YouTube of our 3-minute dance off.
You know that was something that I don't want to talk about that.
There it is.
I am a former salsa dancer too.
I mean,
that's another.
I tried to salsa dance with Jason. We're going to drop the clip for everybody. We're going to add it. I'm going to send it to you. Ferris, we're going to figure this out. Because it went from the ginger shuffle to...
Oh, I remember it. That was epic, actually.
Yeah. So we're going to have to slice
Yeah.
and dice that in, you guys, because that's...
I was really tired because one thing I do, I sacrifice a lot for the kids that I train. I stay up early in the morning, I stay up late at night. That's sometimes you spoke about when I showed up at the gym and I was really tired. That was because I want to sacrifice so much for the kids. So I'm up so late training people, up super early training people. And I do it all over and over again for the kids, just sacrifice. That's why I was so tired at the gym sometimes, but can't give up. Gotta help over and over again as many as I can help.
That's amazing. I had a question for you, Jason, actually. So you went through all this stuff and it's so incredible because I'm sitting here and it's like I've known you a little bit, and what's crazy is I actually know your little sister. So it's kind of crazy how we connected because I was training at the gym with Tiffany and you were there. Yeah, your little sister. So
I know.
it's super crazy. So, you say you were blessed by God and he answered your prayers and this miracle happened. Do you have bruising on your brain still today?
Yes, and it's crazy because the doctors, they can't explain all the damage that's in my brain right now. Everything I'm doing right now, there's no explanation that how I'm able to do what I'm able to do right now. How I'm able to train people and do things. It's just they just can't explain it because the bruising on my brain. I have brain damage, serious brain damage, but I'm blessed and I'm able to talk, and people can still halfway understand me when I talk. I talk fast, but I'm thankful that I can put two words together and people can still understand me. And I'm so blessed and thankful. And
you guys,
there's no explanation for
the amount of gratitude that you have. This is what I'm talking about. The resiliency is like you are the most resilient person that I know in my life. And it just confirmed it even more through your story. I've known your story, but the more deep we continue to get, there's even more. And I know Ferris, like, doesn't this just make you have a different outlook on life? This is why, like, when you moved to California, I was like, oh my gosh, like a part of like my sunshine went away. As much as we go back and forth and we joke, like, well, we'll always have that relationship. But Jason is my brother. I'm honored to have you in my life. There's been many tears that we've shed together, and there's been many prayovers that you've done for me. So Ferris, does this just not like make you realize and wake up like, man, all I have to do is open my eyes and I should be grateful?
Oh, 100%. And I mean, I'm grateful every single day. I mean, Jason definitely takes it to the third degree, but I look at Jason and
oh, yeah.
I see my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Jason could be like, I'm so mad and I'm so angry and I'm so upset. And he doesn't understand it. And now going through everything he went through and coming out on the other side and being like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. That's something that, a lot of people, you guys don't know, but my older brother, he's had like 3 strokes. And he always said, like, what am I supposed to be here for? What is my purpose? And to see Jason go through what he went through and be like, you know what, I'm so grateful. I'm so humble. Like, I'm helping people. And, I'm going to share this with him for sure. Because I'm going to be like, listen, like, and I've always told him, you're here for a reason. We don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. he needs to figure out what that is, because it's not something where it's going to be downloaded to me of what his purpose is. But obviously he's here for a reason. Like, he didn't just go through his whole life just being perfectly fine to have this happen to him, but he's still here. And I mean, it's just, we talk about resiliency. It's like, my brother went through the same thing. It's like, he had the strokes. He woke up. He was like, what the heck? They said he wasn't going to survive. He survived, and he was better than he should have been. And, you know, he has a lot of deficits, but, you know, now moving forward, I mean, it's been almost 6 years. He's like, you know, I just have to pray to God. And so when Jason was talking about all that stuff, it was just like, each thing was just hitting me like, "Ugh, okay. And even for me personally, it's, you know, you just have to keep going no matter how hard it is. And this year, I think, has been so hard on so many people. And it just goes to show, like, Jason's still smiling. He's still going. And I'm just so thankful that I was able to get to know you, hear your story, and, you know, just be a part of that, even if it's just a small amount, because it's just so incredible to see that, you know, miracles do happen and God is good, and we can do whatever we set our minds to. So, I mean, I hate to sit here and get all crazy and emotional, but it's, this is real. This is the real deal, you know?
Yeah. Ferris, I love you, you guys. This is what we do here at Tiff Talks. You know, we definitely, we come from that real authentic place, and I'm grateful that you're able to share your heart, Ferris, because I know that that was tough for you. So thank you so much. Go ahead,
And
Jason.
I'm thankful because it's like, when I was going through all those years, the years of seizures after my last match was 2003, and I was, throughout those times, God was bringing stuff to my life still, blessings in my life still, where I was able to work for people, personal train people. I became Dana White's personal trainer. I trained him. Was able to train his kids. The seizures, but it was like God was still giving me those times of the day where he cleared my mind. He allowed me to train them, allowed me to speak to them, and to do what I had to do. Got me by. It was like God blessed me. And over and over again throughout those years, it was very, very hard, but I kept fighting. I kept my faith. Seizure after seizure, I kept my faith, and I'm still able to train people. I was thankful. I was
Yeah.
able to help people when my light was my light was bright, even though my body, I was just surviving.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
so thankful that for all the people that God has put in my life, and people that I've trained, the different well-known folks that I've been able to work with, even nowadays. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it just really, really blew my mind
Yeah. You
when I
guys,
look at it, and I'm so thankful.
he's been such a special addition in my life. Like, I don't even know what my life would look like now without you. I do know that you're a walking angel in so many ways. You did cut out on that part. I know our connection's a little choppy, but you had said that during your you had seizures again, and you were with Dana White. You said the
Yes,
first is that what you were saying?
yes.
Okay, so during
Yeah,
that,
in 2005, I worked for UFC.
okay,
I was Dana White's personal trainer, and also Frank Fertitta,
okay,
and then Loren, then the family, the wives. Lorenzo Fertitta's wife, Teresa, is her trainer. Dana White's wife is trainer, and they're friends. And it was amazing because I was able to, throughout those times, I struggled with seizures. I was still, was able to give me my fresh breath where I can train folks
yeah,
and touch folks. And I'm so happy and thankful that I was still able to meet so many people, because I guess they knew me from the past. Dana White did. So now I'm training him. It was just really amazing. And I was able to help people from all walks of life, and
yeah.
it doesn't matter who you are, what you do. Hey, I love it. I'm here to help you. And I mean, I'm so thankful
I know you
that
are.
I was able to do that.
Man,
Hmm.
so inspirational, Jason. I love that so much. But I found something I want to share with you, and this is going to go on the YouTube, just so we're clear. And we're going to go ahead and take that off. Ready?
Ready for what? A dance? Alright. Ready to dance? That's like not even a white dance. Not even a white dance.
To my mother, my brother, my sister, and my friends. It's like the white boy shuffle.
No, it's not. It's good. It's good. We're gonna show about. Oh!
Watch my traps.
That's a shimmy.
Ready?
Alright, the trap
He's
dance.
got his shoulder.
Yeah, and that's a shimmy. I'm known for that. Known from coast to coast like butter and toast.
The ginger shuffle. That's
It's not ginger, it's strawberry blonde. Strawberry blonde, my hair is strawberry blonde. Go. Come on. Everybody go.
I just had to. You guys, so if you're on the YouTube.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow.
So about that rhythm, I think we need to put
Yeah, that was not one of my finest moments. That was one
Hey,
of my
but
tired
you know what I see in that though is so much joy. You know what I mean? Like I just see you guys, messing around, playing. Because if anyone's ever been to self-made training facility in Las Vegas or any self-made, I mean, that's kind of the vibe. Like you just have that kind of fun when you're there with the trainers. Like I think that period of time was such a unique one. But it just shows like how fun you are. And I think that's why you've been through what you've been through, Jason, honestly, is because you provide that light, that bright light to people. And it's like at the end of that, you guys see, they just start boxing it up. And that's what it is. I mean, I've trained with Jason before. I think it was like 1 or 2 times. And I was going to die. Like, it was so hard. And I was like, yeah, right. It's not going to even be that hard. But he makes it so fun to where it's like, you think you're going to die, but it's okay. I promise you, you're not going to die. You're going to make it through. But he just provides that joy. And I love seeing that. I'm sure you are so embarrassed, but oh my gosh, I love it.
So there's a running joke, and we can have a poll on our, when we release this podcast. But if we can look at Jason real quick. Let's look at his face. Look at his beautiful face. That's my ginger brother. And so we arguing for 2 years straight.
Wait, ginger, you gotta correct it. It's strawberry blonde. My hair is strawberry blonde.
I mean, I see ginger. I see red. And so this is
not red.
It is red.
I was an actor when I was a kid, and my page says strawberry blonde. My hair.
So when you were an actor when you were a kid, maybe if you put ginger, you would have gotten a lot more deals. You just never know.
I'm so sorry that they lied to you.
Gotta keep everything nice for the TVs. Gotta keep everything on the good notes, good words, positive word, positive vibe. Namaste.
Namaste. All right. Give me some, because here's the thing, you guys. Jason has an incredible story, and yes, he is a motivational human being. Like, just by his story alone, I'm inspired and motivated to never ever have an excuse. So I want you to, what is your number one, because I heard you say patience, and I think that's really hard.
Yeah.
People, especially in the midst of 2020 has been the year of patience, that's for dang sure. But what is your, especially with this year at hand, what is your number one, like, piece of advice during all of this? I know you said patience, but I mean, what have you experienced, and what's changed for you, and how have you been able to overcome the year?
Well, when I say patience, that's huge, because, and it's about staying calm, not overreacting. Because I know it's very easy for everybody this day and age, for everybody just overreact and jump to conclusions so fast, when we have to stay calm and just stay patient. Calm and patient, we have to, and just have understanding. Have an understanding of the situation, because right now we're dealing with so much that we don't fully know. I know we don't. I just got off the phone before I spoke to you with a nurse, that I talked to that shared me some things regarding the virus, and just everything she said, Jason, is fully unknown. That everything that's going on these days, and plus now we have the flu that's hitting the world right now too as well. That connected with the COVID, it's just everything is just so we don't. She said, Jason, we just don't know. We just don't know. It's very very confusing. So like everybody's jumping to conclusions. So the main thing is stay calm and just patience, you know. And it's very difficult, but that's the main thing. Is just try to be calm. And
So
I do is I pray. And someone I posted something the other day. It said, pray. What do you get when you pray? I said, well, sometimes nothing. A lot of times nothing. But you know what I lose? I lose all hatred, all the bad energy. That's what I lose. I lose all that. And I'm able to take in more peace, take in more calmness and everything like that. So when, and so now I just keep my faith, you know, every day, and smile at somebody. If I see somebody, smile, you know, positive, show someone a positive light, because a smile can speak a million positive words to somebody who's having a bad time, not doing so good. Smile, even say hi, even wave, something positive. Even in the car, you see someone next to you, I wave, I just wave, keep driving, because you know what? That's positive, and that brings calmness to them. It's like, man, huh? Okay, it brings happiness. Happiness, joy is a good thing, and that's how I fight these days. I fight with positive gestures, positive smiles, positive positive energy, and that's my main thing this day and age, is to use positive vibes to help out others, and that brings calmness, brings peace, brings
you
joy and
Jason,
love.
the gift you are to me and this entire world is you are Mr. Happiness. You are just absolutely, that is one thing for sure I can say is that you just light up a room. You're just Mr. Sunshine. You walk in and I could totally see you be that guy in the middle of the street just smiling and talking to people. So that's really special.
With his dance moves, he's like, "Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Strawberry over here. Hey, guys."
hey,
You should so let's talk about your faith, okay? Because that is a very big part of who you
yeah,
are. You've said that multiple times now as to this leading into the success of who you are. I mean, so much so you are the faith fighter. That is your brand. And I mean, you're wearing your shirt today in your podcast, the faith, and then fighter, it says it underneath, and then on the back it says blessed. That's just who you are. That's what you represent.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
special. I have a few of your shirts. I love them. So what inspired you to get that going? Was it just you're like this? How did that even come about? The faith fighter.
Um, well, the faith fighter. Well, first of all, people say, "What's the faith fighter mean?" What's faith? Why do you call yourself the faith fighter? What does that mean to you? When I call myself the faith fighter, that means that whatever I set out to do, it's the belief that I have inside my heart that whatever I set out to do, I can do it, and I will do it. And people say, "Okay, the faith fighter. Where'd that come from?" It's when back, I believe it was 2 years ago. I was in the process of writing my autobiography, and one fellow was helping me, and he said, Jason, okay, everything on great, trying to find a name for your book and everything that you're in, and your last name, Jason Ingwaldson, your last name's a little long, Jason, so we have to change that. We need to give you a name, because that name, eh, it's an amazing name, Jason, it's your name, but we need something that, boom, pop out a little different. So I'm like, okay. So he had me and two of his assistants in the room write down his names, just write down names, whatever to relate to me. And so for like 3 hours, we wrote down names of the big old board, the whole entire room. And we wrote down name after name after name. And then he walked in and he looked around and he looked at that name. I wrote down the Faith Fighter. I just wrote it down. He said, that right there, that's it right there. Told his assistant, write something up. And next thing you know, he drew a circle, had a cross, which standing for T, and had two F's next to the cross, faith, the faith fighter, and boom, I got the name, the faith fighter right there.
That's
And now what that means to me is faith inside my heart that whatever I set out to do, I can do it and I will do it as a faith fighter, because we're all faith fighters. That's in all of us. That's not just me. That's you. That's fair. That's all of us. We're all faith fighters. And that's how that came about me.
I love that. And so you guys have to head over. Is it thefaithfighter.com? Where can they find
Yeah, it is www.thefaithfighter.com. And in there's a couple of, like, I have a few little documentaries in there. And of course there's training, and there's clothing there, the Faith Fighter clothes. I got this one. I do countries now, the Faith Fighter. And the back says less is the USA one. It's pretty cool. I got Brazil, Argentina, South America, Philippines. I have different colors, different countries, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. And are you in California right now? Is that where you're residing?
Yeah, I'm in California right now. Yes, Chino Hills right now.
Chino Hills, awesome. Okay,
Yes.
and do you still come back to Vegas as well?
Yeah, that's what I plan on. I'll be traveling back there, I believe, on the December 17th, 18th.
Perfect. Put me
Yeah, I'll be, for sure.
Yep. So awesome. So what's next for you, Jason? I want people to know what's next for you, and then I'm going to ask you a couple of questions after that. Get ready.
Okay. Well, what I've been doing is now when I moved out here, in the very end of June, which was like kind of like they said not the best time with the pandemic, everything kicking through.
Yeah.
That's like kind of like the worst times. Everything shut down, everything closing. Everybody's really kicking up, and their spirits were not too positive. It was really a lot of negativity with everything going on. And I moved here because I'm the faith fighter, so I got this. And when I moved here, I made connections right off the bat, just like that. One fellow he's a current bare knuckle world champion, heavyweight champion right now, Joey Beltran, and I'm training him. And it's amazing because we just defended our title recently, and we won, and we have some more things coming up. And I also spoke with family Mike Tyson's wife, spoke to her, and talked about putting me on their podcast, which I'm super excited about that as well, and everything like that. So this is the first one, but I'm on yours right now. But so I have that going. Yeah, I'm like, woo, Tiffany's in the house. So Mike ain't got nothing on you. Come on now. I'm gonna tell him that was on yours.
Yeah, tell Mike Tyson that you're on Tiff Talks first, and you officially kicked it off there, and it was the best one in the entire world.
For sure. 100%. I will say that to him live in action. But so I'm training folks and everything like that right now. That's what I'm doing, and I'm loving it because plus there's just I'm excited because I'm helping people, meeting new people out here, and I'm loving it. So I'm able to travel a little bit here and there. I've been called to travel to Dallas, to Miami, but that's all kind of on hold right now because of everything that's going on. I have to be safe and smart, of course, so I have to hold off on some trips. But I'm just excited for the thoughts and for things are to come. You know, when things slow down with the pandemic, as you would say, and things are a little safer outside, so I could do things and travel like that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things on the list with different motivational speaking places I've been asked to speak at, and I'm super excited here in California, and going back to Vegas, some spots in Vegas, and so I'm just staying busy, staying focused, and spreading the word, and now I have online, thefaithfighter.com, different shirts, different countries, and I'm creating those, and I'm loving life right now.
Good. Well, listen, if anyone deserves success, it is you, my friend. And what I will ask, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Okay.
Okay.
So completely off topic, but I want to, just show everybody a little bit more of your personality. So tell me one thing, anything, just one thing that nobody knows about you. And it could be weird.
One thing that nobody knows about me. Well, there's a few things. Well, there's something that happened to me when I was a kid. My name is Jason. I was given the name Jaybird. very, very few people know about this Jaybird, because when I was 2 years old, I was walking. There's a bird cage in the front of my driveway, and I was naked, and I walked inside a bird cage, and I was naked, and so my
Stop.
dad, he closed the gate and he hung me up on a swing set, and he put a for sale sign underneath that bird cage, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And check this out, I believe maybe like 3-4 years ago, I was visiting my mom in California, and I'm brushing my teeth. I look in the mirror behind me. OMG, there's that picture. I'm like, what? I took it down real fast. I said, Mom, what's this? And she goes, oh, ay, qué lindo, mi niño. She's like, I'm like, oh my goodness, Mom, you gotta take this down. It's like personal issue in my life that I'm not super proud of. It's always gonna be there as Jaybird.
I don't know if you should have told me that, but let the jokes continue.
Yeah, well, it's all about bringing it all out.
Oh,
Jaybird.
my ginger Jaybird. Okay, so what is your big?
Oh, great.
What is your
Say it again.
What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear.
He's like, what?
Man. Well, there's two things. One is I mean, I'm not huge on heights. People start talking about jumping out of planes. That's jumping out of planes, which is like that one, and the other one is like snakes. Oh man. Whew. Hello, I'm gone. Snakes. That includes
Snakes on a
When I
plane?
say snakes, that includes no. That when I say no, there's two different. There's like they're all together. Planes, jumping out of planes, snakes, spiders, that stuff. I'm like, woo, I'm out. I'm gone. Peace in the Middle East. I'm out. I'm like, I'm running. I'm sorry. Whoever's with me, I ain't gonna save you because I'm gonna run. I get pretty freaked out. I'm like, whoo, hello. Yeah, so yes, I'm out. I'm a tough guy, but I ain't that tough.
This is what we're doing for Jason's birthday. We're gonna go on a plane. He's gonna have a ginger Jaybird shirt on with a for sale sign.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm gonna have a snake and spiders in the plane. And I'm gonna throw his ass out. He will hate me for the rest. And I'm like, let's see your resiliency now, Jason. Because we can make this happen. You know we can make this happen. We're in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Oh my.
He's like, yeah, I'd rather not. He's like, so I'm not coming in December, thanks.
He's like,
I'm actually. I was talking about December of next year.
of all people, you knew he told his biggest fear.
Hey, I'm with them though. Like snakes and planes. I'm telling you, I'm with you though. That's all right.
Hello, Maya.
No, I love that. And the reason I ask is you've literally gone through everybody's fear just by opening your eyes. You've been through so many near-death experiences. So I'm just like, what could be your biggest fear? So that was pretty powerful.
Oh man.
So.
Oh man.
Last question. Jason Ingwaldson, you said you wouldn't change anything about, who you are today. What are some things what was your biggest breakthrough as, because you said you stayed patient, you've gone through your trials and tribulations, but when was it in your life that was just a big breakthrough into becoming who you are today, like keeping that resiliency and staying there? Because you could have really went through a whole depression state. You could have just completely given up. What was that one moment where you just knew you couldn't give up?
I remember in 1999, I represented the United States and I boxed in the Pan American Games in Canada. And the first match of the tournament, I was like on fire. I was doing so great in training camp. Training camp was going amazing. I was on point. Then before my match, the day before, I had to make weight, and usually you run with the rest of the team. You run, make sure you burn the extra pounds off. If there's like a little extra weight, you burn it off. I decided not to. I decided, okay, I'm not going to run. I'm going to not eat. So I didn't eat. And I didn't eat for a few days, and which was the worst thing to do. And so I made weight and everything like that. And after I made weight, they do your physical, check your pulse. And my pulse was like not too good. It was really low. It was like 35. And so they're like, whoa, so okay, I'm fine. So they ended up, everything went fine, made weight, everything. I was actually 2 pounds lighter than what I was supposed to be, which was like not that good. And so they came back to my room later on that day just to do my pulse again, just double check on me. And my 35 again, jumping jacks, 35 again. It was really low, but they said, okay, well, I guess that's fine. I said, yeah, I feel great. And I felt a little, I felt good, but I just a little tired. And so when I fought later on that day, when I boxed, my first round I went out there, I want to do my thing. I went out there and I'm chasing him because he's kind of like moving from me. I want to like take this guy out. And then he hit me with a soft jab and I was off balance and I went down. Boom, I got knocked down. It was like a flash knockdown, like almost like a slip because I was off balance. I got up, I was so mad. I hit the fast. I kind of like stumbled a little bit because I slipped and the referee stopped the fight. I'm like, what? No, I'm okay. And then he said, what? He asked me a question. And I answered it correctly. I said, yeah, I'm fine. He goes, oh, okay. He made a mistake. He looked over in the other corner. They got up in the ring. So it means the fight's over because you wave your hand, fight's over. He made a mistake. So I was like, that hurt so bad because I was back in my dressing room and that was like my last fight right there. That was it. That was it right there. And I was like, man, I wanted to make something happen right there, and it just happened. So I remember being after that fight in the dressing room by myself. My coach was talking to me. He walked out of the ring, and it was like he walked out of the dressing room, and I'm down there by myself. Like I just lift my hands up. I said, Lord, why, God? I tried so hard. It's like this is like my time, my moment, everything right here. I sacrificed. It's like why did this happen? And tears coming down my face. And all I could do right there was stand up because it was like God was telling me that this is the beginning of something you're going to go through, something hard, something tough, but you can make it. So I stood there and I'm like, I didn't understand. I'm like, okay, I don't understand why this happened and why things are on the verge of happening more and more. Like something was showing me that things are coming my way. So I lift up my hands, tears down my eyes. I said, thank you, and I love you, and I'm going through this. I'm gonna do it, and it hurt so bad, and right there, I knew things were gonna happen. Things were gonna go a different way, but I made my mind strong right there. I told myself, I got this.
Yeah.
I got this.
How old were you?
And tears down. 1999. So that was I like. I've been boxing for many years, been hitting the head 14 million times, so my math is like, so what am I around? I'm 21 years old right now, so what would that make me?
We all wish we were 21, Jason.
Something like that. Yeah, so, but
so this was before you were 17 though, correct? That was before.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's I take that back. I'm sorry. There's something else I have to say.
Say it.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay. In 1997, that was the last trial that I was hit with in my mind. But I was given a word in 1997. I boxed in a tournament called the Muhammad Ali Cup. It was a world championship tournament with Muhammad Ali, and I was injured in that before the tournament. I was injured, but I kept my faith, and my back was healed before the tournament began. And I fought, and I won, and I won, and I won. I became the Ali Cup Ali Cup international champion with Muhammad Ali. I boxed in a tournament. I was selected to represent the United States in a tournament called the Muhammad Ali Cup, which was an international boxing tournament. We had countries from around the world. People were in this tournament, and I'm so thankful that I was able to win my division. And at the end of the tournament, they gave an outstanding boxer of the tournament, which is the Ali Cup winner, which is a big trophy. with Ollie's name on it and presented by Ollie himself. And after the term was over, all the judges from around the world picking out the outstanding boxer, and they called my name out. I was like, oh my goodness. So I go up in the ring, Ollie gives me a kiss on my cheek, medal around my neck, and gives me this trophy. And I'm like, wow, just so amazing, so blessed. And then it even got better because the next day there was a college football game. Penn State in 1997 was like rated #1 top college football team. They played Louisville State, and this tournament was held in Louisville State, Kentucky, Louisville. And so before the game started, the mascot walked me to center field, and Ollie drove on a cart to center field and put another medal around my neck, and we took pictures. Me and Ollie took pictures. Camera guys circled us. After that, we walked to the front row, and I'm sitting there with Ollie. It's me and Ollie, his best friend Howard Bingman, and a bodyguard, and we're sitting there. I'm sitting next to Muhammad Ali. I'm like, man, I'm like 17 years old. I'm on top of the world, amateur boxing, boxer of the year, and I'm next to Muhammad Ali, and I have peanuts in my hand. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, say something, Jay, say something. I'm like, okay, well, then I go, boom, boom. I said, Mr. Ali. I said, would you like some peanuts? And he looked at me, and he sort of slowly in my bag, boom. I'm sitting there, I'm shaking, I'm sharing peanuts with Muhammad Ali. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, okay, I gotta say something, Jason, say something. I'm just sitting there, and I was like, boom, boom. I said, Mr. Ali, can I tell you something? And he looked at me. I said, oh, I said, I want to thank you because I was injured before this in training camp for this tournament, and I received a healing, and I shouldn't be here right now, but I am, and I'm so thankful. I want to thank you because my Lord and Savior, Lord God Almighty, blessed me to be here right now. I want to say I'm so thankful to be here. I want to thank you. And he leaned over to me and he whispered. He couldn't talk fully, but he whispered slowly into my ear. He said, words I'll never ever forget. He said, Jason, he said, you're basically, he said, you're #1 right now. You're on top. But I'm going to tell you something. Hard times are coming your way. Like they came my way and tried to shut down my career. Hard times are coming your way. So know this. But down the line, years down the line, you're going to receive so much happiness. You're going to be blessed so much. But if you want those blessings, Jason, when these hard times come, whatever you do, never lose your faith. He told me that. And at the time, I'm 17 years old. I didn't fully understand. I'm like, okay, thank you. Okay. Didn't fully understand. Fast forward 3 years, boom. That's when my career ended at first. And that's when things started to happen. And it was like Muhammad Ali prophesied over my part of my life. God uses people from all walks of life to speak to you. And when Muhammad Ali told me that, and now I look back, I'm like, wow, so amazing. And it's like nowadays I have a relationship with his daughter, and Rashida Ali, and it's amazing. She's an amazing family. And with it, I trained Muhammad Ali's granddaughter, Nadia Ali, just amazing. Her first boxing workout ever, I gave her first workout. So Nadia Ali, she's just an amazing young lady, amazing family. And it's so cool because they're tight with the Mike Tyson family.
Yeah.
And now I became a trainer of Mike Tyson's kids.
Oh.
I trained four of Mike Tyson's kids. And that was amazing. And I told the story about me and Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson. I'm telling Mike Tyson, Mike has asked me, and I told him the story. As I'm telling the story, as a long story about me and Muhammad Ali, how the tournament went, everything, I'm telling it to Mike Tyson at Mike Tyson's house, and I'm sitting there, and Mike Tyson, as I'm telling him it, Mike Tyson, tears started coming down his eyes.
Oh.
And I shared that with Mike Tyson. That's so a huge thing in my life, what I share with him, and it's just a blessing. And Mike Tyson has been so sweet and kind and helping to me. His wife, Kiki, she's just amazing lady. Their kids, just amazing. And I'm so thankful that they include me with their family. I'm so thankful that how they treat me and how they share their care and love for me. And it was like that day going back, God showed me different things that were gonna happen. I couldn't see it, but I'm so thankful now. Everything that's happened in my life, I'm so thankful and bless everybody in my life. I mean, I'm thankful for my sisters, my brothers, my mom, my dad, my friends, my family. I'm so thankful for everybody in my life that has contributed to everything to where I got to where I'm at today. I'm forever thankful, forever grateful, and I just want to my life. I learned purpose and destiny, about finding your purpose, telling people find your purpose, leading you to your destiny. So in me, I'm helping kids, helping adults, helping folks. And I'm so thankful because God, that's my calling, is to help out others, and I'll keep doing that. And so thankful for that.
Jason, I love you, brother. You know you're a brother to me, and I'm so blessed to have you in my life. You know, if I ever have a bad day, I know who I can call to
Hey, I'll give it a joke.
Exactly what true resiliency is, and I definitely know I can always get a prayer over me and my family from you. And the one of my biggest takeaways from all of this is true gratitude
Always.
for just even waking up. Wake up, and you get to take on the day. The day doesn't take on you. And that was something that has been so powerful. And I know we're going to have you back, because I know there's a lot coming up for you. Hearing where you're heading.
Yeah.
I know God is definitely doing a lot of good work within you. And you guys go check him out, thefaithfighter.com. You can head over to his Instagram. Jason, what is that? It's Jason Ingwaldson. Correct? On Instagram?
Yes,
yeah?
Jason Ingwaldson, and also that I have two. Then there's one, The Faith Fighter. You can look on that Instagram. That'll lead you to both of them. The Faith Fighter, Jason Ingwaldson. So it's hard to find my last name, Jason Ingwaldson. Hard to find that name. So look up The Faith Fighter, and both of them will pop up. That's the easiest way to find me. And
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks again for being here at your first official podcast with Tiff Talks. I know it's not going to be the only one. You are on your way up, my friend. You're going to now be on Mike Tyson's podcast. You're doing that as well. So very honored to have you here first. And we love you so much. And we will talk to you.
love you. Bye. Namaste.